Hey, moment makers. Welcome to A Golden Moment. I'm your host, Rebecca Montgomery, and this is the show for women who are done waiting and ready to go for it. Every episode, I sit down with someone who has been in the arena, who hit the wall, found the gold, and came back with something worth sharing. Today's conversation is one I've genuinely been looking forward to. And I think you're going to walk away with something you can actually use. So are you ready? Let's go for it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Golden Moment. I'm so excited to introduce you to my good friend, Kenya. Kenya is the founder and owner of On Track Truck Driving School in Arlington, Texas, the first African-American to open a commercial driving school in the city, and a 100% woman-owned business. Prior to launching On Track, she founded A Time to Love, a nationally accredited child care center serving underserved and CPS families in Arlington for over a decade. Kenya is known across North Texas for her entrepreneurial grit and her commitment to second chances. Roughly 30% of her trucking school students are formerly incarcerated, with a 0% return to prison rate among her graduates. She's been featured by Fort Worth Inc. and the City of Arlington for a story of resilience and faith-driven entrepreneurship. Before we dive in, I want to let you know there are a few points in this episode that are for mature ears only. Everyone, get ready. Grab a seat. This conversation is going to take you to unexpected places. Hello, Miss Kenya.
Hello.
I am so glad you're here today, and I can't wait for everyone to meet you. Those that know you will know you better, and those that don't and should will have the opportunity now to follow you, call you friend, and also support you. We're talking about finding those cheerleaders in our lives, and you're one for me, and I'm so thankful that we met each other. We said about 6 years ago?
Yes, 6 years ago.
Through the good old Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
We love our business community.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to dive right in.
Okay, let's go. I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to start with, because I know you, but
Yes.
I want to back up a little bit and go back in time. Can you describe little Kenya?
Yes. So little Kenya has always been a caregiver. Little Kenya has always been outspoken. Little Kenya was always the leader. But little Kenya was always the one put on the back burner. Even though I was loud, I still wasn't seen.
From a family of?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
But we were apart. So I went to live with grandma. Yes.
Raised by your grandmother. Okay. So what happened? Take us into little Kenya, 6 years old.
That was the year of the change, the 6-year-old Kenya. Like I said, I had 2 brothers and 1 sister. And I think this is the time that really changed me. It was a cold winter night. We were all asleep in the same bed. And my oldest brother come to me, and I wasn't asleep, but I was faking sleep. And he come to me, he was like, Buffy, that's my name, Buffy. He was like, Buffy, come help me. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, come help you. And he was like, yes, come help me. So I get up out the bed and we walk over to my mother's bedroom, and we open the door to the bedroom, and there was my mother in the corner, gunshot wounds, and my stepfather was no more. He was gone. And I had to be the one to pick the phone
So
up.
let's pause for a moment.
Yes.
What you just shared was your stepfather shot your mother, and then he took his own life.
Correct.
And you as a child walked into the room where this had happened.
Yeah. To this day,
Wow.
41 years later, I can still picture, I can still smell, I can still feel. And I know it was a cold winter day because I can remember standing outside in the cold in my underwear with no shoes on, waiting for the ambulance. So I remember it was cold outside.
So how did that transition you as a young child as you continued to grow? Did you stay with your grandmother?
Yes, so I stayed with my grandmother. But here's the thing. During a recent therapy session, yes, I'm in therapy. I love therapy. The question come up is like, why are you a savior? When did you become a savior? And it took me back to that 6-year-old girl.
No 6-year-old girl should have to see that. No 6-year-old child.
Yes. So I had to make the phone call to my grandfather and the police 911 to, of course, save my mom and take care of my siblings. So at the age of 6 is when I put on that I'm going to save you cape.
Okay.
That every woman put on. Like, we all put on that cape.
Every day.
I'm a savior. I'm a savior. When in fact, we need to go back and ask ourselves, like, what made you pick that cape up? Because even superheroes have to transform into a human. Superman wasn't always Superman, right? He took the cape off.
That's right.
And so we as women, we don't know how to take the cape off.
So that's when you put your cape on.
I put my cape on at 6.
And at 6, after going through that experience, what transpired as little Kenya, as you were going through school, into junior high, into high school? How did that transition you into the other stages?
That day set me up to let me know that, in my mind, nobody's coming to save you. Like, you better figure this thing out. Like my brother,
hard.
like when he come and asked me like to do this, I was like, oh, there's no adult around. I'm responsible for doing this.
So you talk about not having that adult around. What were you seeing and experiencing that was molding you at that time, good or bad?
Yes. So thank God I did have a praying grandmother. So she did give me God first of all, like the
Wonderful.
foundation she laid, but also friends and influence. The free will supersedes God's will, right? Especially as a teenager. So I got in hanging out with the bad crowd. And I was just reading about Samson, how he just went off and just, his parents had this thing for him, but he just wanted to do his own thing, right? So I was like, oh, that's me. My grandparents had laid the foundation, but I just wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to be rebellious, right?
Okay.
So what that rebellious got me was a kid.
And what age was this?
So I got pregnant at 13,
Oh my gosh.
and I had him at 14.
How old is your son today?
He's 33 years old.
Well, we'll go back to the 14-year-old.
Yes.
So then how did that set you up in relationships?
I can honestly say the only healthy relationship that I saw was grandma and grandpa. Because my mom and my dad, that wasn't what you consider a healthy relationship. Domestic violence, everything you can think of under the sun was done. So I didn't have, as they say, the current day relationships. I had that old model, the grandma, grandpa, go to work, come home. I needed to see, for me, I probably needed to see current modern day. Of course, you become, as they say, you become the product of your environment. And I can't stress this enough. Moms, check on your teenage daughters. Teenagers are in domestic violent relationships. I can raise my hand. I bear witness. I can attest I was one of those girls. So, moms, check on your kids. Be it boy, be it girl. Have the conversation.
Why is it, do you think, some people accept this? What makes it so hard to step away from it?
Where would I go? A man or woman shouldn't have to show you twice that they don't like you.
Believe them the first time?
Believe them the first time.
Why is that so hard?
Because of the fairy tales, because of the prince,
Yes.
the ponies.
When they're
the
so nice some
unicorns.
days.
Yeah.
Some days sometimes are just so special and you're like, well, it's not that bad.
The possibilities, the what ifs, maybe they could be. No, sister, this is what it is.
This is what it is.
This is what it is.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so you're getting through, because I want to get into what you're doing today and how you're helping people, changing lives. Can you move into, how did you get to Fort Worth, Texas?
Let's go back first. So, sometimes you don't learn the lesson the first time, the dog bites you, it's the dog fault. Dog bites you again, girl, it's your fault. Like, that was definitely all on me, right? So by the time I was 18, I was the mother of 2 kids, single mother of 2 kids. Matter of fact, I graduated. I walked across the stage pregnant with my second child as a single mom, yes. So if you'll get anything out of that story, is anything's possible. You can just keep going.
Share.
You can keep going.
Okay.
I share with you that I'm a person of, I don't like excuses. To me, having an excuse is a luxury. Because if you tell me, oh, I can't do it because mom was on drugs. Okay, mine too. Okay, I can't do it because I had a baby at a young. Okay, I did too. Oh, I can't do it because I don't have money. Okay, I don't have money either. Okay, my thing is, how do we fix it? And I'm not saying I don't have empathy for you because I walk that same
You've been
path.
through it.
I've been through it. But the thing is, don't give me an excuse on why you can't do it. You can do anything. I was just sharing, I walked in, I was like, I always tell myself I'm God's favorite.
I
So
love
with
that.
him, just me knowing that I'm his favorite, I can do anything.
I love that. We're all God's favorite.
All God's favorite. So I don't do excuses.
Okay, because what you said, you do not accept excuses.
Yes,
It's because you went through it,
I went through it.
but you went through it and came out truly on the other side,
Yes.
which is so hard. We hear and find so many people.
So I'm going to let's go back to me, because I actually dropped out of school.
What age?
So I actually dropped out of school at 13 when I was pregnant with my son, okay? Because the junior high they had stairs, and it was always chaos in the school. I didn't feel safe. I couldn't climb the stairs. So I have an aunt who's my favorite, and I love her so much. And she's the reason why I am who I am, because Seda, that's my person. We call her Neat. She got the word that I was no longer in school. And so at the time, she was living in Norfolk, Virginia. So we moved to Norfolk, Virginia. And she enrolled me in this school called Coronado. I'll never forget because it was life-changing. Coronado. And it was a school for pregnant teens. So I went to school for pregnant teens. Everybody there was just like me. And we had mentors. And so my mentor was I think she was like the first Black judge or something in Virginia. It was a high title she held. And she was the mother of 5 kids by the time she was like 20. She lived in the project. She gave me this whole story about her. And she was like, but I knew I wanted more. And so she was like, once her kids grew up, she went back to college. She became an attorney and eventually became a judge, right? And so I was like, wow, if she done it and she would always mentor, I was like, I can do it too.
You can envision that now.
I can do it too. Because you can only see as far as you can out your own window, right? So just put me in another environment. Let me look out of somebody else's window. Maybe I won't want to do that
You
too.
have to have that visual, someone to watch and emulate and see, how could I do that?
Yes.
How special.
Yeah, how special. So I got back in school, and I can remember one day in the classroom, this lady comes in and she was just giving out statistics. Things like the first-born son to a teen mom is more than likely to go to prison than to finish high school. And the first-born child to a teen mom, it's normally low birth weight babies. And then she looked around the room and it was like majority minority girls and then maybe 3 or 4 white girls. And she was like, those are the only ones that won't be on government assistance. And so again, I'm rebellious. And as this lady's speaking, I'm speaking to myself in my head.
Right.
I was like, she got me messed up. I'll show you what I can do. So long story short, that son that she said the more likely to go to prison and graduate high school, he has a master's. I don't know too many kids that can say.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So he was almost 10 pounds.
Not underweight there.
No, not underweight there. I did use government assistance, but I hurry up and got off that. So it's like everything she told me, I was like, girl, I got
I'm
you.
proving that wrong.
I got you. So yeah, but both of my kids have degrees and their mom was a teen mom who didn't even go to college. So
okay. So now you're a single mom. You had left Mississippi. You came to Fort Worth. And tell us about, you had 2 kids in the car, a repo man on your tail, and you went back to Mississippi?
No. So after I left Virginia, I had my son. I went back to Mississippi, okay? And I was living with my grandparents and still being rebellious me. Then that's how I ended up with the second kid, okay? I still end up graduating, but this time I needed to do more because now I had 2 child to feed, right? It was 2 of them. So I went to school. I become an EMT basic. I become a phlebotomist because I couldn't see myself on government assistance long term because I'm rebellious. Again, I don't want you to tell me what I can eat. I don't want to tell you where I can stay. So I just figured if I get these certifications, get a better job, you can't tell me what to do. If you get certifications and line things up under your belt, you have free range to do what you want to do.
So you're an EMT, then phlebotomy,
I did phlebotomy, yes.
and then
And then it wasn't just cutting it because I'm in Mississippi now. The crime rate was going up and the poverty. And I was like, I have to get my kids out of here. Because if my kids don't
you have
get
to
out
take
of
care of your
here,
family.
yeah, they're going to become a me, right? So I was like, I need to show them something. Different. So I can remember it was income tax time. I was waiting for that income tax check. So that when that income tax check hit, I was like, I'm not paying this man for this car. I'm about to.
Oh, my.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Tell
Don't
us the
do that.
story, but you're saying don't do that. Got
Don't
it.
do it. So I was like, I visited Arlington before, and I liked it.
Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, Arlington, Texas. So I put those kids on the back seat. I had $2,000 in my pocket in the car that the repo man was looking for. And I keep telling you what? I am God's favorite because I crossed Mississippi state line, Arkansas state line, Louisiana state line, Texas state line with no trooper on me, right? The car that the repo man was looking for.
Mind you, we're
Don't
not
do it.
promoting that.
I'm
but-
not
but
promoting
this
that.
is just, you're sharing your
Let's
story.
just
We're
share
not
my
promoting
story.
this.
Don't do that, right? So I landed here in Arlington, and it was like, I made it. The funny part about that car, when I called the guy to tell the guy to come pick the car up, guess what he told me? He told me, he said, I wasn't looking for the car. I wanted you to do better.
Oh, my.
Who God's favorite? I'm God's
That's
favorite.
right. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, he wasn't even looking for the car. So I landed in Arlington, and it was still a struggle. Shout out to Miss Tilly over at Mission of Arlington. Man, that lady. The wonderful thing about Miss Tilly, no matter how many times you show up, Miss Tilly act like this is the first time you done showed up.
Aw,
There's no judgment.
Miss Tilly.
Miss Tilly act like she just didn't see you 3 days ago. So, of course, I fell on hard times because the job that I come to Texas for was no longer here. It was through a staffing agency. Yeah, I didn't have the job. They told me that they lost the contract with whoever they were supposed to be getting it with. But yeah,
That
I
sounds
didn't have it.
scary.
Yeah,
Mom.
I didn't have it. They didn't have it. But remember, I keep telling you, I'm God's favorite.
That's right.
Never got evicted. Somehow I would enter into contests. Like the apartment people would have, win $600 off your rent. And girl, I was in those contests. And every month I wrote,
Everything you could do to make ends meet.
I did it. Well, like I said, and with the help of Miss Tilly, you run low on food, you run low on bill money. That organization is there to help you. Right?
Wonderful.
And then I started working temp jobs as I was here. Like I said, I always wanted more. And I ended up having to go back on government assistance, okay? Like I had to do it. So I can remember I walked into the office, and back then they had a program where you can get a monthly check, where they give you a monthly like welfare check, or you can take a lump sum of $2,000. But there was a caveat to those $2,000. And so when I went to see the caseworker, she was like, okay, so what do you want to do? You want to do the monthly, or I said, give me the $2,000. She was like, well, if I give you this $2,000, you can't come back. And I said, sister, I won't be back. Give me them $2,000. And I didn't return.
Okay, let's dig a little deeper in that. Can you think about and think back, where did that drive with everything you went through? People could make other decisions at this point, but you have this drive. I want more. I want more. I want more. And now it sounds that what I'm hearing now is you're making different decisions than you did before. Where does that drive come from?
My grandfather would always share with me, eat or be eaten. He would always have like these little quotes for saying, and at the time I was like, oh my God, another quote, Jesus. But now as I'm older, I'm finding myself, I'm telling my kids and my grandkids the same, like, you gonna eat or you gonna be eaten. And if you don't turn out to be anything, that's because you decided you didn't want nothing in this world, baby. It wasn't me.
So you hear your grandfather.
Yes.
He's on your shoulder. He's in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're doing the same to your kid.
I do the same thing.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Talk to us about working towards wanting to have and create your own business.
Yes. As a kid, I always knew that I wanted to do my own thing. That has always been my thing
Why?
because they always told me that I was bossy Buffy. Like,
Bossy Buffy.
they just gave me that name, right? But with me, with business, I always wanted to be not just a business, but a place of service. My first business had to be a child care center because I was always concerned about the child. Matter of fact, I think I was always concerned about 6-year-old Buffy Kenya. So with the child care center, the kids that I served was me. They was either from foster homes, they've been in domestic violence households,
It was
single
6-year-old Buffy.
moms, single moms trying to make ends meet. So that was my demographic, and I loved every moment
You
of it.
knew there's such a need there.
Yes, a time to love, and trust me, that name just come in a dream. And so it was a time to
How
love.
did you start that business?
Before I move forward with everything, I make sure that it's okay with God. I write it down and I submit it. I was like, okay, if this okay, if this what you want for me, let's do it. So I can remember, like I would write this down every day, every other day that I wanted this child care center, right? So had no money, didn't even know how I was going to have this child care center. But the crazy part is he made it happen. Remember when Arlington had the Super Bowl?
Yes.
It was the ice or
Oh,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah, everybody remember that.
Right.
Well, I was like, take me to go see my daycare. Take me to go see my daycare.
This is before you had your daycare.
This is
center.
before. So we go and see the building. It was like 3 blocks from the Cowboy Stadium. I was like, oh yeah, that's it. God gonna do it for me. I had no money. Trust me. So I go home and I write it out and I write to God about it. And I was like, I'm just gonna act on it. So now once you have the child care center in mind, you need money, right? So I went back home to Mississippi, visit my mom. And I was like, let me go to Trustmark. That's the bank, okay? And shout out to Miss Thelma Johnson, sweetest lady ever, Greenville, Mississippi, Miss Thelma over at Trustmark. So I went in for a loan. And me and Miss Thelma, we done the application. And she told me, she was like, Buffy, she was like, I don't know if this going to happen because I've never seen it happen before. She said, but I tell you what. She's like, and I pray it happened for you. She did say, she's like, I want it to happen for you. So she's
Miss
like, but I
Johnson.
tell you what, she was like, if you walk down to the beauty supply store and come back, I have everything submitted. And by the time you come back, I have an answer for you. I was like, okay.
Miss Johnson.
Miss Johnson. So I walked to the beauty supply store and before I could make it back, my cell phone rang. I was like, hello? She was like, you won't believe this. Like, what? She was like, those people giving you this loan.
What a day. God is there.
And they gave me $50K.
Oh my gosh.
And I opened up the child care center.
$50,000.
Yep, $50,000. And
You are God's favorite.
I'm telling you, but let's go back to this building. Remember, it was an old antique store, and I had the brilliant idea to turn it into a child care center. So that means restrooms. I needed permits. I had no clue what I was doing. I don't know. I just wanted that building. Like that was a spot that I wanted. And one day I went over to look at the building again, and I'm just going around and I'm surveying the land and what all I need to do. I didn't know that the landlord was on the roof. And so I give him a call. I put in the application. I told him what I want to do, and he approved me. And years later, he told me, he said, tons of people tried to get this building because it was so close to the stadium. He said, but I decided to give it to you. He was like,
Wow.
I wanted you to have it. He was like, I just saw something in you. I saw the way you was just so patient and you walked around this building and your vision. He was like, you didn't see me, but I saw you. I was on the roof. Yes.
Wow.
I still had no clue what to do. But I knew I had to call the city of Arlington because they had a child care division, right? And so that's who was going to get the ball rolling for me. I'll never forget. I made the phone call. The lady on the other end, her name, I'll never forget, love now, Miss Pam Smith. Miss Pam, oh my God. Miss Pam, I thought she was like the meanest woman in the world, but she was very straightforward, straight to the point.
All
right?
business.
Straight business. And I still respected her. I wasn't mean because she was just doing her business. And it was just, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I'm from Mississippi. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. And she was like, come see me tomorrow. Yes, ma'am, I'll be there. When I made it to the city of Arlington to see Miss Pam, she was a totally different person than what I spoke to on this phone. Miss Pam had all the paperwork laid out. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this and this. Now, if you do everything I tell you to do, then you should have your child care center open. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Me and Miss Pam did A, B, C, D, E, everything. And we opened that child care center.
Again, it's lining up, but you're bringing this vision and this energy, and people are seeing it, and people want to be a part of it and want to support you. You're sharing how all these things are happening or falling in line, and like we talked about, the stars are aligning. Everything from Miss Tilly to Miss Johnson to Miss Pam Smith. And you talk about this rebellion, but it sounds like you are really starting to follow and listen more to God. I'm hearing less rebellion and more of following and listening. Can you tell us, how did that happen? How did that evolve?
I'm still a rebel. I'm still rebellious. But now I'm rebellious for God. It's like, I'm going to show you. You just do this my way. They're telling you one thing, but if you follow me and go against what they're saying, it's going to all work out. Yeah, so now I'm more of the type was like, okay, if man say this, don't listen to him. Follow me. You do it this way.
And he's
So
putting
I'm
those
still a
kind
rebel.
of people in front of you.
Yes. And I think it was here recently. I'm not going to say I've had that in me for a while. But now everything is just, I've finally slowed down, coming out of survival mode into thriving mode. And when you're able to thrive, you kind of start looking back on the blueprint. I'm like how God set everything down. I've always done it and he's always been there. But now I'm just reflecting on actually seeing his hand in it.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And that keeps you going down that path.
It keeps me going down that path,
Right.
wanting more and more.
Right.
And I was sharing with my friend, she was like, every time we go to church, all you do is cry. And so I finally had to tell her, I was like, girl, I've never shared this story with you, and I'm about to say this out loud. There was one time that I had this boyfriend, and me and him fought for hours over a gun. He was really trying to take me out. And it wasn't too far from the house of horror, 6 years old, that my mom was shot. I'm talking about, looked like I fought that man for hours over that gun so he wouldn't harm me. And his friend walked in. Now, mind you, his friend worked at a company who always had overtime, who never let them off early from work. But this particular night, the company let him off early, and he walked in.
God let him off early.
Yeah, exactly. And
you have
here I
children.
am.
You are a single mom.
Exactly. And talked about him like for hours. I was like, God, listen, I can't go out like this. I'm not going to go out like this. And so when I sit back and I remember things like that, of course, girl, I'm going to cry in church because as I'm reading all of these stories everywhere, these women are not making it out.
Right.
I made it out a couple times. So that's why I cry.
And that's what God has you doing, is speaking to so many women.
Yes.
Helping them know you can make it out.
You can make it.
It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy.
Yes. You have to put yourself in his hands. And I'm not
Right.
trying to be all spiritual and woo-woo, but I'm just telling
We
you what
cannot
worked.
do it by ourselves.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what worked for me.
We cannot do it by ourselves.
Yes.
We have to have support
Yes.
and help.
Yes.
It sounds like God, this is what I envision, just put his arms around you.
Mm-hmm. I'm his
We got
favorite.
this. We're going to get through it. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to get through it.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Everyone, while we have a child care center that's now being run by Miss Kenya, Miss Bossy Buffy,
Yes.
now you own your own truck driving school. Back us up and tell us, how did you go from child care center to even wanting to own and lead your truck driving school?
Okay. That was definitely not my plan. But let me just go back to the child care center. So even at the child care center, you can bring a kid into this environment, right? And you give them the best, but then you have to send them back into another environment, right? So it's kind of like playing seesaw, back and forth,
Right.
back and forth, back and forth. So only how you can have a complete whole child is if you deal with the parent, right? You have to deal with the parent.
That's where they're going
So
back
that has always, so at my child care center, I would always host girls' night. I would always mentor the moms, and I would always give them gifts of encouragement, like always do these things for them. It's always been my desire to help women and people. But with this truck driving school,
I
literally,
keep hearing a ministry in so much of what you're doing.
I will say in 2023, that's when he had to show me that you think this is just a truck driving school,
You're changing lives.
but this is not a truck driving school, and I'll show you, because I'll take everything from you and I'll show you the bigger picture. And that's what happened. But so literally, this truck driving school, it was a dream.
Literally.
Like you go to sleep, lay down, and you go off into la la land. That's what happened. Not a truck driver. No one in my family is a truck driver, but I had this dream.
What? Tell us about the dream.
So the dream was, of course, I go to sleep, I see trucks, a classroom, some books. It was just people. So when I go and I tell my friend girl at the time about this dream, and she's like, that's a truck driving school. I was like, people have to go to truck driving school to drive a truck. That's
Right. We learned
crazy.
to drive. Can't we all just drive a
People
truck?
just drive? That's crazy to me. And she was like, yeah, but I bet you won't do it. Oh, Lord. Here we go again. Oh, rebellious. Don't dare me.
So here we go. You can't do that.
Here we go. You can't do that. And so then I called around town, like different places, and try to get the boys to help me. The boys, me, right? But I get it. So I was like, okay, I gotta figure this out on my own. So every time I would go to sleep, it was like I would get a vision on what I should do. And so every time I would follow the dreams, everything would just come. Everything would just come. And before you know it, boom. All the way down to the name, like the picture of how it's supposed to, the logo and everything.
You would see this in your dreams.
I would see everything, like everything. And it just played out just the way I just followed the
How did
dream.
this happen?
So I had the dream, and I would even send my paperwork off to Austin, right?
Right.
And they would send it back, girl, this is not right. This is not right. And I was like, you know what, God, this is not for me. I sent that paper back one more time. And then they told me, okay, just do this, this, and this. You're almost there. And I done it. And before I could even finish up everything, I got a call and say, hey, your paperwork is approved. And I want to come out and check your building. I'm like, what? Oh, no, I don't even have furniture. What are you talking about?
No.
She's like, oh, yeah, get your little stuff together, and I'm around whenever you want me to come. Yes, ma'am. So here we are. We're in another building, and here we are running a truck driving school, and the pandemic hit at the perfect time because, of course, they become essential, right?
Right.
And so the people that I was serving was those who have been unemployed, those who've been to prison, single mothers. That's my crowd. That's my niche. And I would always give them pep talk. And I share with people, like, I don't claim to be the best truck driving school in the world. There's thousands of truck drivers schools. But what I give my students is, I see you. I am you. And I know we can get this done.
It's a complete package.
Yeah, just if you stick this out with me,
support.
I'm going to be here for you. I don't quit unless you quit.
That's powerful.
Yeah, I don't quit unless they quit.
And it is a ministry.
Yeah, I don't quit. I don't quit on
You're
my
changing
students.
lives. And you know the circle, the sector you're trying to help.
Yeah, that's all
'Cause
I
you've
want to
been
do.
there.
That's all I want to do.
And you're
That's all-
right. We're in COVID. And we need drivers. Oh, my
Yeah,
gracious.
yeah, yeah.
They were essential. They
Yes.
still are.
They're very,
But those are one areas of essential that they were out. They had to be.
yes. Yes. And so come COVID, everything just blew up. Because remember, I'm not a truck driver. This just blew up before I had all the foundation and pieces in places. And your girl was just winging it. Like, here we are still 7 years later. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, we've added
Now-
more certifications.
What's the most unexpected thing you've learned about these big rigs that you never wanted to know?
How they go a long time without taking a shower. Some of them told me that they've been without a shower for 2 and 3 days.
Wow. Do you still have your childcare?
No, I stopped childcare. I stopped the childcare because I couldn't be between both.
So your focus is your truck driving school today
Yes, the school.
until your next dream.
I'm just saying, okay, that's it. Whatever.
What can you tell us about your philosophy out of everything you've lived through? What are the core words or values that come back to you over and over?
you're going to always win.
Oh, yes, you can always win.
You're going to always win. You're going to always overcome any obstacle in your way, because that is true, right? Name every obstacle you've been through. You made it. Grit, grace, and resilience. It's just about a mindset shift. You just have to shift your mindset to know that you can do it. You know, my kids for a long time probably thought I was crazy because I would have these pep talks with myself in the mirror. Girl, listen, I know that light bill is due, but I promise you, girl, you're going to have that money before they come and disconnect it. And sure enough, the money showed up. You just have to be your own best friend. It will come to you.
Tell us about the book you co-authored.
Yes, that come about during COVID, and me and my daughter, we are best friends. And so we done this together because I love her.
What's the title?
One Step Closer. It was just things that helped me navigate the world. I wanted everybody to be able to have a tool to navigate the world.
Talking about your daughter, what was it like as her mom, giving her something different than what you were given?
Oh, I'm going to say just not only for my daughter, for my son too. I wanted them to have the best at all
And
costs.
desire the best.
Desire the best. I wanted to give them a new window to look out.
Well, it sounds like you've definitely done that. Now, what is the one thing you want every woman listening to walk away with and do differently tomorrow?
I want you to know that you are first. You're seen first. Every room you step in, you're supposed to be in that room. Every job opportunity that comes your way that you don't think you're qualified for, you are qualified for it. You were designed for greatness. And one thing I need to share with women is don't feel like you're going through life alone, like you only thinking that it's only happening to you. Another saying that my grandfather would say, oh, baby, it just doesn't rain on one man's house. It's like, what does that mean? Everybody, it's raining on everybody's house. Like, you know, everybody's going through something, right? So just don't take that as it's just your house that's being rained on. Your neighbor's house, the woman down the street. But we need to have those conversations on what does that storm look like.
Wonderful. Yes. We all have that. We're all going through something.
Yes.
And
But you're not alone.
You're not alone.
You're
And
not
find
alone.
that person you were talking about earlier.
And you're not alone.
Thank you. All right, Miss Bossy Buffy, you've taken us on this journey, and you've talked about how difficult it was and what you have overcome, which is amazing. And we want to celebrate you. Tell us, what are some things that you've accomplished that you're most proud of? We'd love to cheer those on.
I'm super duper proud of raising my kids. Oh my God. Those kids are nothing like me. Trust me. So I'm super proud
They didn't
of the
have
way.
a chance, did
Yeah,
they?
they didn't have a chance. No. I'm super proud on the way that I raised my kids. And I'm super proud on the way that I show up for myself now and for other people.
The way you shine and just lit up your face and smiling, and use of your hands, being so proud of your children
Oh, yes.
and what they're doing.
Oh, yes.
You could just see it.
Oh, yes. Those are my cheerleaders now. They're cheerleaders now. Girl, you can do it. Pick yourself up. I was like, okay.
And they've got you in their corner too.
Yes.
That is fabulous. All right. Obviously, you get the job done, but you've got to tell us, now that you are in this area of really enjoying and thriving in your life and in your family life, what do you do to have fun?
If you hang out with me, I promise you, everybody will tell you that's not a moment we don't laugh when we're not with Kenya. I am the most silliest person you would ever want to meet. I have a song for everything that's going on. So if you say something, I have a song to go with whatever you're going through.
And I have to say that laughter is so good for you as an individual. Laughter is medicine.
Yes. I have you laughing. And I'll share this with you. I have one friend, and she was telling me about her father. I think he's like 103, and she just telling me all the grief that he puts her through. I was like, Lord, please don't let him make it to 105.
Oh my goodness.
Just like,
oh,
I was like, girl, I think I could be able to take you, listening to you another 2 years and rant about
right.
you're going through.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a dark humor, but we laughed
Right.
about it. I
Right.
was like, because she needed something to laugh about because she was having a hard day.
Well, that's something.
Yes.
103? Oh, my.
Yes.
Oh, my. All right. This is the year of the fire horse.
Mhm.
And as you are at our launch soiree, which was fun, thank
Yes.
you so much for being there.
Thank you.
Tell us, what is your fire horse's name?
Dignity and desire.
I love 2 names.
Mhm,
Okay,
that's-
so Miss Buffy
Mhm.
is on Dignity and Desire.
Yes.
What does she look like?
Can I still say she rebellious?
Of course you can.
So I'm desiring more now because I truly deserve more. And my dignity is not the past. It's who I
Right.
am now. That young girl made me.
So when you get on Dignity and Desire every day, where do you go?
Dignity and desire, we always out the country.
I love it.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, need to be able to express myself to other cultures and learn other traditions. So she's always out the country,
So you're always exploring,
always exploring.
which obviously sounds like this conversation we
Yes.
just had.
Yes.
Definitely, what else can I do? What else is out there?
Yeah, what else?
Exploring. What are the last words you would give to those that are listening?
Please know that you are worthy. You're worthy. I can't even express self-worth, but just dig deep for your self-worth.
That's exactly
Yeah.
the perfect way to end this conversation. Everyone is worthy.
Worthy.
Everyone is worthy. And anyone listening, let us know if you know any of the folks we named. Miss Tilly at Mission Arlington, Miss Thelma Johnson, Miss Pam Smith. Please share if you have anybody else you'd like to recognize. And let us know in the comments below what this did for you. Miss Bossy Buffy, we thank you. We love you. This is a treat,
Yes.
a gift, and we're appreciative of God for allowing this to happen.
Thank you for
And
having me.
you're so special.
Thank you.
You're so special.
Thank you.
So we appreciate you and cannot wait for you to come back.
I'll be back.
Moment makers, thank you for spending part of your day with us. I hope today's conversation gave you something. A nudge, a reframe, a strategy, that golden nugget that you needed. Or just the reminder that you are not alone in this. If this episode meant something, share it, leave a review. Hit that button to subscribe below so the next one finds you. And if there's a woman in your life who needs a little nudge today, or needs to name her horse, send this to her. New episodes drop every other Tuesday. You are enough. The world needs you fully in it. Now go for it. I'm Rebecca Montgomery. This has been a golden moment. See you next time, Moment Makers.